So hey, so so the funniest thing, I was recording and just make sure you check your thing. But I was recording into the video and the battery went dead. My memory card went full, so I had to redo the camera just settings here. But anyway, let's get into today's video. So today's video, I want to talk to you guys about 5 reasons why it's good or it's cool to date someone who smokes weed, and 5 reasons why dating someone who smokes weed may not be the best fit for you. So, first, before I get started, I have I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can zoom that in. So this is a doobie blunt, nothing special, but comment below if you keep your doobies, you throw them away. Me, I keep them, and when I ain't got no weed or I'm getting low to my weed, especially if it's some good weed, I will keep the doobies and roll the blunt. So maybe I'll do that in another video, show you how I roll up my doobies or whatever. Yeah, nothing special. It is some good weed, but you know, nothing special. So I'm here in Tulsa. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning, so I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So if you're ever in Oklahoma, stop by the city of Tulsa. It's a very beautiful city. They would love your support. Anyway, so let's get into today's video. So like I said, I want to talk to you about 5 reasons why it's good to date someone, and I'm going to talk about 5 reasons why maybe dating someone who smokes weed is not good. So reason number one is dating someone who smokes weed. And again, this is not more for if you don't smoke weed, but it's just if you're considering dating someone who smokes weed or whatever. But number one reason why dating someone who smokes weed is the sex. You know, I mean, I'm not much of a drinker, but I done got drunk and had sex, and it's not a memorable experience. And tried other drugs, you know, whatnot. But I'm not condoning drugs, you know, just say no. But, you know, one of the funnest things or the funnest memorable sexual experiences that I've had is when I was when I was high on weed. So, again, in my opinion, you know, and this is a disclaimer, I'm not no sex therapist or relationship therapist or whatnot, but this is just my experience, right? This is just my experience. But yes, so getting high and having sex is just a mind-blowing experience to me. Sex is usually great, and you know, it's real erotic to me, and that's just my experience. You know, maybe the next person's not familiar, but for me, my experience has just always been a plus. Never really had a bad experience smoking weed and having sex. So number one reason, having sex. Number 2 reason that dating someone who smokes weed is creativity. So if you ever get an opportunity to hang out with an artist, whether they're a musician, whether they're a writer, whether they are a painter, whatever the case, they work on cars, whatever they're doing out of creativity, you know, you'll see some of the most beautiful, intricate pieces of work because of marijuana. Now, I'm not saying that what drives them, but I'm saying that a lot of times when you smoke weed, or if you're with someone who smokes weed, you know, your mind elevates. You know, you kind of elevate your mind to another, you know, just kind of go out there and you kind of come up with some of the craziest and wildest ideas. I know some of the people that, you know, some of the things that, you know, people use today, the invention came because they were high. I mean, I can't tell you no one specifically, but I'm just saying, you know, when you're smoking, you know, you kind of think of all kind of crazy things, right? Because your mind just kind of wanders. That's one of the great things about smoking weed is because, you know, when you have a lot going on in your head, you know, sometimes just smoking, that'll give you the answers, you know, a lot of answers, you know, to the questions you may have. You know, if you're just kind of lost, confused, and don't know what to do, or what to do, you know, you smoke some weed, and you know, you'll get the answers that you're seeking, right? So that's number 2. So number 1 was sex. Number 2, you know, you're dealing with a very creative person, right? The coffee is so good. So, number three. Is that number three? Yeah, number three. So, the number three thing of dating someone who smokes weed is eating. Eating. So, it kind of goes hand in hand with the creativity thing. Is that, when you're dating someone who smokes weed, they're gonna eat a lot, and not only they're gonna eat it, they're gonna throw out kind of crazy, and a lot of that stuff be so good. I mean, when I get high, sometimes I'll throw some stuff together, and it's like if I wasn't high, like I wouldn't eat that, but I get so high, I'll eat it, and it tastes great. I don't know, and it's really good. So eating is a number three, really good thing. Really good thing. People eat, smoke, and so you're gonna eat a lot. A lot of times you're gonna eat a lot, majority of the times. So that's number three. Number four. If you're the kind of person that is like not like a party type person, if you're kind of I don't know, like kind of I'm not going to say boring, but you're more kind of reserved type of person, then dating someone who smokes weed is probably a good fit for you, because a person who smokes weed is going to be, when you kind of smokes weed, you kind of rescues you from boredom, right? When you're bored, a lot of times you smoke weed out of boredom. I mean, you do a lot of things out of boredom, but if you're bored and you fire up a joint, you forget that you're bored, and or a blunt or whatever, you smoke a bowl or whatever, a dab, whatever. When you're bored, I mean, smoking a blunt or smoking weed, period, whatever kind of weed it is, lots of times again, it'll take you from that boredom or whatever. Because you're gonna find other things to do. Maybe you'll draw something, you'll play a video game, you'll talk on the phone, FaceTime, whatever the case may be, So that's number. Is that number four? So that's number more. I can't talk. That is my number four reason why dating someone is good if they smoke marijuana, right? Number five. The number five reason of dating someone is that smoking weed is like a social type of, I don't want to say drug, but weed is a social thing, can't talk, social thing, right? So a lot of times, when you're getting high, you're gonna be getting high with your friends, with your family, your close ones. You're kind of your inner circle. When you're smoking, a lot of times there's always, because people who smoke weed, not everybody, but a lot of people who smoke weed love to smoke with other people and get high. I mean, it's just kind of a good vibe. And, I mean, if you're, at any functions, like you're at a concert, maybe at some kind of party, whatever, and you pull out the weed, that just kind of lightens everybody's mood, right? Side note, if you're ever, if you're single and, you're kind of interested in wanting to pick up, the opposite sex or whatever, maybe you're a guy and you're trying to pick up a female or maybe a lady, and you're trying to catch the attention of men or whatever. One of the things you can do is when you're out in public, of course you don't have kids around or nothing, and of course you got to be in a state where weed is legal for the most part. But if you're out in public, whether you're at a restaurant or at a little bar or out in the park, pull out a blunt or a joint and start smoking it. And I'm gonna tell you that you'll get great conversation from people you don't even know. And you don't have to be no smooth pickup artist or know what the right things to say. Let the weed talk for you. You hit the weed a couple of times, you share. In smoking weed, the great thing about smoking weed is like you like to share. When you're hitting it or whatever, you're gonna be sharing. You're gonna share it among strangers, and everybody smokes and everybody gets high, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a lovely thing because weed is one of those types of drugs that, not drugs, but weed is one of those types of things that will, again, it just kind of makes everybody good vibes, right? So again, those were my 5 reasons why dating someone, could be a good plus or could be, a great thing. And again, the sex, creativity, good food, hanging out with great people, and escape from boredom. So those are the 5 reasons why dating weed would be a go. So now I want to talk about 5 reasons why 5 reasons why dating someone who smokes marijuana may not be the best fit or may not be the best thing. So first reason, number 1, if the person, has no drug, that's all they do, smoke weed, right? So if a person just smokes weed, they don't have a job, they're not going to school, they're just kind of sitting around. You call them and they're, hey, I'm getting high, and you come over to their house and they got potato chip bags and soda water cans, and it's just just getting high, and they're going nowhere. So probably not the best fit. I'm not saying that's a bad person, but it's probably not a good thing if you're the kind of person who's motivated, because you're gonna kind of feel like this is a clutch if you decide to date this person, even if the sex is great or whatever. I've dated a lot of beautiful women, and and they brought nothing to the table but their looks, and so I kind of felt that was bad, because I was the one supplying their habits, supplying my habit, and I couldn't supply both our habits. So it's kind of the thing because they didn't want to do anything, they didn't want to cook or clean. You're too pretty for that. So it is what it is, though. But so again, if a person is not not working, going to school, maybe they're not, maybe they're not honing their craft or investing in themselves, trying to make themselves a better person, and they're just kind of sitting around smoking weed all day or whatever, listening to music, then it's probably not a good thing. Not saying that's a bad person, not saying that person has bad potential, but it's probably not a person that you would probably feel, a potential partner for. Maybe have fun with, but nothing serious, right? Number 2, smoking weed. If you date someone who smokes weed, I don't know about all people, but for me, weed steals your motivation. It takes your motivation, it takes your drive, because a lot of times when you smoke, you're not going to want to do that. I'll smoke it, I'll sit there, I'll have all these things I want to do. Comment below if you can relate. I have maybe 10 things I need to get done for the day. I'll smoke, and I'll be like, fuck that shit. Or I have 5 different places I need to go to, and I'll smoke, and I'm like, forget that. You know what I mean? So a lot of times weed will steal your motivation. It'll steal your drive. Your procrastination. Procrastination is really big with, someone like me. I smoke weed, but I'm always procrastinating. Now, I'm not saying, again, that's everybody who smokes weed, because everybody smokes weed, isn't like that. There's a lot of people who get out and get it, they get high and they get it, you know what I'm saying? So they run in Fortune 250 companies and, multi-billion-dollar accounts, and they get high. And, I think the guy from Tesla, he smokes, and he's probably, second or third richest man in the world. So, I'm not saying that everybody does that, but I know that a lot of times, this will take your motivation. If you smoke a lot of it, it'll steal your drive, it'll take your motivation, so was that number 3? I don't know what it was 3, I think. Okay, so number 4, blunt went out, so I'm going to light it up. Number 4, is that number 4? Number 4 reason why dating someone who smokes weed may not be a good thing is that you may have to spend money on their habit, right? So if a person ain't got no job and they ain't doing nothing, they really gonna end up running, unless they're just super wealthy, then if you date, I don't know, maybe that's a topic for another video, but it don't have no income coming in, right? If they don't have no type of income coming in, sooner or later, a person's gonna ask you to buy them a sack of weed, and so then that's gonna become on a recurring basis, right? And so you're gonna end up having to spend money on getting them weed. Now, again, if a person's working and they got their own and they're doing their own thing, they can buy their own weed. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that a person just, again, he sits around. So that kind of goes into my first point of a person just kind of sits around and they smoke all day and not doing nothing. They're not doing nothing productive. They're not being productive. Not, having at least have an idea of how to make you a dollar. You know what I mean? And so if they're not doing that kind of thing, then it's probably not a good fit. I'm not saying that's a bad person. I'm just saying it may not be a good fit for you. So again, so my number 4 topic, is just you're gonna probably end up supporting their habit, right? And weed now is gotten very expensive, right? So weed is very, very, very expensive. It's almost becoming like a rich man's drug, sort of, not drug, but rich man's stimulant, right? So that's the number 4 thing. And my last and final reason, is that 5 reasons? Damn. So my last and final reason why dating someone who smokes high may not be good is the mood swings. Person who smokes weed, I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people who smokes weed is very moody. I mean, not emotional, like, I'm not saying like they sensitive type of emotion, but I'm talking about like, person might get mad if, you know what I'm saying, if all weed gone, or they can't get no more. Person might, I don't know, or maybe they feel depressed. A lot of times, I mean, I'm kind of doing it off of my experience. I mean, I'm not, I'm not no scientist or nothing like that, and I don't know, but I'm just kind of going off of my experience. But I know a lot of times, depression sets in a lot, and self-doubt sets in a lot, right? You kind of doubt yourself, you kind of second-guess yourself, you kind of become your own, like, worst enemy type of thing. You kind of hold your own self back, right? And again, you lose motivation. Maybe you should be like, oh, I'll do it later, or you become real depressed because maybe things aren't going the way you want them to go, and you start to, I don't know, get anxiety, or things start to get, it just becomes, I can't explain it, but it just kind of, things become more, how do you say, more, I don't know. Anyway, they just become more, you just kind of start to over-exaggerate in your mind, like the situation, right? So, like, for example, maybe, you need to pay a bill, and you don't have no money, and then it's like, in your mind, you start to kind of feel like, oh, if I don't have this money to pay it, I don't know. And so that kind of makes you, I'm kind of getting off topic here, but, yeah, so those are my 5 reasons, and those are my 5 reasons of why you should date someone, and those are my 5 reasons why you should not date someone. So at the end of the day, should you, my opinion as far as should you date someone with weed, I would say, yeah, you should date someone. I mean, if you find someone, at the end of the day, you like who you like, right? There's always a reason why you shouldn't date someone. There's always a reason why you should date someone, and then that ended up being the reason why you shouldn't have got with them, or why you should have got with them in the first place, right? But if you like someone, give them a shot. I would say yes. Kind of talking and babbling, whatever, because I'm high and shit. But if you find someone that you're attracted to, if you find someone that just kind of, give you that special feeling or whatever, and you're feeling them or whatever, look-wise or whatever it is, yeah, you should date them. See what's about, because life is short, right? Not only is life short, but life goes fast. And when you get like over 30, it goes faster. Life kind of moves slow when you're under 30, but when you're over 30, it just moves super fast. And you'll wake up and be like, damn, this whole year, like case in point, it's like already June. And just 6 months, this year is already gone. So life moves fast, and again, you get out there and meet people. So if you find someone that you like, great. Just, hey, that's what it's about, right? You hooking up and and just enjoying life, living life, because you don't want to look back and have regrets. You know what I mean? And be on your deathbed and be like, oh, I wish I wish I did this, or I wish that I did that, and and you have regrets. You should never have regrets. So yeah, if you And so you be the judge of what, if you feel that someone is for you and someone's not, because again, it's an exception to every rule. And you meet someone, they could have everything that you're looking for in a partner, and then they turn out to be a shitty person, right? And whereas someone that you would never consider dating, and they turn out to be your soulmate. So it's just funny how life is. But yeah, get out there and enjoy yourself, but at the same time, smoking some weed. And I'm gonna get off of here again. I'm in the beautiful city of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Stop by. If you don't have nobody to smoke with, I'd love to smoke with you. And we can get high, we can talk about it. And again, it's 2:30 in the morning. Enjoy your day. I hope you have a prosperous, peaceful, beautiful day. Stay safe, be careful, and enjoy.